Hey guys, so this is just a quick intro video about Board Boosters. It's one of the tools that we're going to use to automate Pinterest to help us grow traffic as much as possible. And really, when you're brand new, to fill out all of your boards and to show Pinterest that you're active within the first 3 days. That's really, really key to the success of it. It's a free trial, so you don't have to pay to get signed up, and you have up to 500 pins for free. So I'm going to show you guys how to get started with that now.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome. So today I'm just going to go through a little bit of a quick video about how to use a tool called Board Boosters. And Board Boosters is going to be a huge integral part of us growing our following over time. And essentially what Board Boosters does is it automates the aspect of Pinterest that you can't always do yourself. So for example, one thing that Pinterest loves and rewards you for with more views is being active on Pinterest all the time. Now, a lot of us have jobs, and that simply isn't possible. You know, some of you can't go on your phone between 9 and 6 to get onto Pinterest. So, Board Boosters lets you pin regularly, and I'm just going to show you not the whole aspect of Board Boosters right now, but just a little setup procedure of Board Boosters. And what it's going to do, it's called a pin sourcing campaign. So, you should have already set up your Pinterest profile, and if this is your Pinterest homepage when you're logged in, you can go up to the top right hand corner and you can hit my profile. Now, one good thing about this, guys, is as we're going along, I'm only really just starting to do Pinterest at the same time as you guys, so you can use my account as a bit of a guide to see, you know, the improvements and steps that we're taking in each day of the challenge, how that's affecting my followers on Pinterest. And you guys can follow suit and do similar to what I'm doing, or try your own things. You know, Pinterest is very much about experimentation and trying different things. So you should have your profile set up, get a nice profile picture, try and get a couple of keywords in your name and have your description. And you want to create some boards. Now, I've already got some boards set up, and you want to pick boards based on keywords in Pinterest that you want to try and rank for. So, for example, how to grow an email list is a keyword that you can search for. And I tried email list, I tried a few different ones, email list design, email list building, how to grow, but that didn't seem intuitive, so how to grow an email list seemed a better one to go for. So you can choose them. Now, some of these boards I've got a lot of pins in already, some of them are brand new. So these ones here, start a blog, beginners blogging tips, get more blog traffic. These are all new, these are new boards. So I would suggest when you've got brand new boards to initially pin what you want into these boards manually. But once you've got the hang of it, you can use Board Booster to automate that process. And the benefit of that is it means that you can pin to your Pinterest account throughout the day, almost 24 hours a day, and that's going to really help with traffic through Pinterest in the long run. It also means that you don't necessarily have to think too far in advance, and you don't have to wake up every morning and spend a lot of time on social media. For many people, that's the biggest thing that dries up all their time, spending time on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, you know, then doing the blogging. You can literally have this running and set up and just go on Pinterest to top it up and to do other things. You're not reliant to be on it all the time. So what you want to do is set up about 15 boards, like we said before, and pick keywords that are going to be related to your niche. So literally just type in things that are related to your niche. If you've got a travel account, type in travel, see what comes up. Travel destinations, travel tattoo, that's a good one. Travel tips, you know, anything that comes up. So check that out and do it that way. Now, what we're going to do is once you've got your 15 boards set up, we're going to log into Board Boosters and sign up for an account. So I've included a link actually below in the email to get set up with a Board Booster account, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, Board Boosters is free. You can start off with 500 pins for free, but after that they do charge you. I think it's about $5 a month, and that gives you about 500 pins, which is usually fine for a monthly following. Now, if you sign up with the Board Booster link below, that is one of my affiliate links. Now, I don't get paid if you sign up for Board Boosters, but they do give me an account credit, which just means that I think I get something like £2 or $3 towards my Board Booster account and my pins. So if you're going to sign up, if you sign up through that link, I'd appreciate it, but it's the same price whichever way you do it. So you want to go to the link, create a Board Booster account, put your name in, email address, password, put your Pinterest username here as well. If you don't know where your Pinterest username is, when you go to your Pinterest profile, you can go to settings in the top right hand corner, and under business account basics, I think it is, no sorry, under profile on the left hand side, of your business name and your username. So pinterest.com/let's get jobless. So you'll also find it at the top on the URL, pinterest.com/let's get jobless. That's your username. So you want to put your username in there, select your time zone, obviously read all their T's and C's, and start free trial. I think the free trial is for 10 days. 1 second. Let me just log into my account here. Okay, there we go, guys. So I'm logged into it now. So once you've signed up for Boardboosters, this is the home page that you're going to be greeted by. So there's a few different aspects to Boardboosters that you can use, and there's a lot of tools that's available. You have all these pinning tools, maintenance tools. I'm not going to go through all this stuff now because it can be a little bit overwhelming, but I'm just going to go through one tool we're going to use, which is the automation tool for filling up your boards. So first thing you want to do is go to your account and go to account settings, and we just want to get the account set up. So you'll have a free trial status at the top, so how many pins you've used out of 500, and you should have 10 days left. My account's already been set up for this. Pinning is, let's just check. So if you ever need to stop any of your pins from going out, you can actually just press here, pinning is on, pinning is off. If you're at the end of your free trial, it won't let you do it, but if you're within your trial, then you can do it, which is fine. And then this will give you the options. Once you've finished your free trial, by the way, if you want to sign up, I would just stick with the 500 pins a month option for now. That's the best way to go about it, because sometimes if you go over with Boardboosters, they will just let you get away with it anyway. So first thing you want to do is go onto your account, connect your account. So your Pinterest name's here, hit connect, and you need to put your Pinterest email address in. So let me just type that in now, and you'll need to hit the verify button. So the verification process is just going to connect to the server. Let's just see if this goes through quickly. If not, I might just pause this video. Let me just pause this while it loads. Okay, and there we go. So it's all connected. So your Boardbooster account is now connected to your Pinterest account. So you will get an email that comes through which will be telling you that Boardboosters is logging into, or someone is logging into your Pinterest account with your details. Don't worry, that's just Boardboosters connecting to your Pinterest account, so don't worry about that. Now for a couple of the other details that you've got things like weekly metrics up here. So you can choose to either subscribe or unsubscribe from this. You can send them every day when alerts are there. Don't send, it's up to you. I tend to just leave this kind of stuff off because I don't like getting bombarded with emails, but you can leave it on if you want to see, the stuff that's coming out. Duplication controls as well. So what Boardboosters is going to do is it's going to basically take a board that you pick, and it's going to pin from that board to one of your boards over a gradual time period. So in essence, you're going to have, let's give you an example. So you're going to have, say, this board that's called blogging tips, and rather than you having to manually search in every day blogging tips, picking a pin that you like, say here for example, and then pinning it on the blogging tips, what it does is it lets you go and pick a board to pin from automatically. So where it says blogging tips here, if we search instead of for all pins but for boards, it's going to give us some blogging tips boards. Now these are the most popular ones that you'll see among there. So what we can do is we can say to Boardboosters, hey, have a look at this board here and regularly just pin content from it. And you can choose the frequency. So you could do 1 pin a day, 12 pins a day, 1 pin every 2 weeks, whatever you want to do. And what Boardboosters will do is it will just pick one of these pins and it will pin it to this blogging tips board. So it automates the process and you can pick how it's done. Now, a couple of things that I like to set up straight away is with duplication controls. So for example, this is about new pins that get pinned. So it says here, delay new pins that are among the number 10 most recent pins on the board. So what that means is if you've got, say, this blogging tips board, for example, and we've just pinned this pin, track social shares. What that delay does, it means that if it comes across that pin again, it isn't going to repin it until you've had at least another 10 pins again. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if it was here or further down, it would pin it again if it came across it. Now, 10 is a little short. I usually like to set that to 30. And minimum pin interval for reposting a pin to the same board, you don't usually want to set up repinning to the same board for anything less than 30 days. The reason for this is when your Pinterest account starts to get a bit more popular, a lot of the high-end group boards that you'll eventually get into don't let you repost the same pin in more than once every 30 days. So when you've got a lot of pins that are in circulation and a lot of different boards and it's all automated, this can really stop you from breaking any of the rules in different boards. So it can make that process a lot easier for you. So that's what I would do, just set up those bits there in the account. So account settings, and hit refresh boards. And what that'll do is that'll let board boosters see all of your boards that you have in your Pinterest account. It'll populate it. So that's a very important step to take first of all. You need to do that step before you can look at the other stuff that's in board boosters. So this is just going to take a second. I'll just pause this video again. Okay, there we go. And then once that's done, it'll take you back to the Board Booster homepage. So what we want to do is, just for now, we just want to use one of the tools that's available. So we want to go into pinning tools and campaigns. So when you're on the home page, just go to the top, pinning tools and campaigns. And what we want to select is a pin sourcing campaign. Now a pin sourcing campaign is exactly what I just told you. It's going to take pins from one board and put them into your board. And what you do is you'll do each campaign individually. So we're going to just set up a couple now. So let's do one of my boards. Let's do one of the new boards. So let's go and do Make Extra Money. So we're going to call the campaign Make Extra Money. And I'm going to call it Pin Sourcing, just so I don't get confused. Target board, so this is just underneath. And this is basically telling you where to pin to. So what one did we select? Make Extra Money. That's right. So click here to choose and scroll down and find that board, Make Extra Money. Great, so that's now saying that's where they're going to send the pins to. Now we want to find a source board. So this is a board that you can add that you want to go from. So for example, you go to that profile. So what we want to do now is we want to search for Make Extra Money. And instead of finding individual pins, we want to go from all pins to boards. And this is going to take us to all of the boards that are called Make Extra Money. Or in this case, Making Extra Money. So there's a couple of things you want to look for in these boards. Some boards like this one I happen to know because I checked out earlier, which is by Kelly Land. Now this is the Money Making Mommy. Lots of mummy boards on Pinterest. It's all about making extra money, and there's a lot of nice looking boards in here. So you think, okay, great, let's pin this. And what you want to check for is to make sure that there's not too many of the same website involved. So for example, we know this is the Money Making Mummy's website, and a couple of these pins here are for her websites, moneymakingmoney.com. If you hover over it, can you see that in the bottom left hand corner there? It tells you where it's from. There's a couple others, Believe in a Budget, The Work at Home Mum, but overall there's going to be quite a few of these websites that are from Money Making Mummy. So I don't want to populate this board with all of her pins because it's just going to send her a lot of traffic. I want something that's a little bit more varied. So we're going to skip that board. Let's look at this next one. So 89 pins, so there's a good amount of pins in there, 6,000 followers, and the pins look pretty good. If we check where they're coming from, they're all coming from different websites, also good. And the other thing you can do is, right up here in the top right hand corner, this is the person that's created this board, Snappy Living. You can actually go to their profile and have a look at how many monthly views they have. You can have a look at some of their other boards, and you can kind of decide whether you think that's going to be the right kind of page to follow. So that's a good contender, but I'm not in love with it, so let's have a look at another one. So this has a lot more followers, a lot more pins, 4,000 pins. And again, can you see with this one what Mummy does? All of these pins. So again, that's not one we want to go for. So let's have a look. These are all Money Pantry. Don't know if this is a good example or a bad example, but this shows you how difficult it can be sometimes to find the right board. Make Extra Money. Not very many pins in this one. Same again. So let's look at this one. 335 pins, 2,000 followers. okay, this looks pretty good. Is it about making extra money? Yes. Okay, so I like this one. So when you find the board that you like, just go to the URL at the top and copy it. That's this up here, and then go back to Board Boosters and put it in. And for now, we'll just put 2 pins per day. And we're going to save that. Now you can choose the pin times here. I'm going to say between 10 AM and 10 PM. We don't want video pins, we don't want GIFs, and we don't want e-commerce sites. They usually have affiliate links. And we're going to select tall pins only. Now the repin count here, skip pins was less than 2 direct repins. If you want pins that are more popular, you can choose to skip pins which have a smaller recount. So once you've done that, there are more advanced settings you can put in, like the days of the week that you want to pin to. But for now, we'll just hit save. So now you can see under pinning tools and campaigns, we've got make extra money pin sourcing. So it's going to do two pins every day from that one source board. Now what you can do is you can choose more than one source board if you want to. You hit add again, so you could have a couple of pins coming from different boards. So let's say I like this board, which is the make extra money, but I also want to do this board. I could go in there, I could add another source board, 2 per day, and now it's going to get 4 pins per day to that one. So that's one way you can change it. So what you want to do is you want to go through each of your boards and you want to pick some boards to source the pins from. Set up your pin sourcing. Now with your free account you'll get 500 pins, and your profile for now should actually have not many pins at all. You should probably only have, I don't know, 15 boards with not a lot of content. Now I'd suggest to try manually pinning to start off with to get a feel for what kind of pins you want to have in those boards. But if you want to, you can also set up this pin sourcing campaign. Now you're going to get 500 pins, so let's just do some simple maths here. If you've got 500 pins and you've got 15 boards, that's about 30 pins for each board. So that's a good amount of pins so that you can populate your board with. Now I think the maximum you can set it to is 12 a day. So if you pick the 15 boards and you've got 12 pins a day, you're going to have about 3 days until you use up all of your pins, but that's going to populate all of your boards. So that's what I would probably suggest to do. That's going to show Pinterest over the next 3 days of your brand new account that you're going to be active, you're going to be pinning to each of those boards, it's going to be consistent across the time of day, 12-hour periods, and that's going to really give you a great start to Pinterest. Now on top of that, if you can manually pin in between as well, then you're going to see some real benefits to doing that as well. So that's how you set up your Board Boosters pin campaign. Now that will use up your free 500 pins, more or less, but you'll have populated all of your Pinterest profile and you've got some great activity going forward. Now I would suggest after that, when we go into Board Booster later on, I can show you some other techniques for growing your traffic to your blog, but for now we actually just want to grow our Pinterest profile. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, this is a little bit of a more complicated day with setting up Board Boosters, jump onto the Facebook group. I'm going to put a post up today. Any questions, just put into the comments and we'll try and make sure we answer them for you as soon as possible.